Yo, what's up, guys? I'm back with another 1000 ELO chess game. Bunch of noobs, I'm still a scrub. I still suck, okay? But I'm at 1000 now, so that's nice, yes, sir. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just happy that I finally hit 1000. But yeah, this game here, this was actually before I was 1000, so I don't know why I said 1000 ELO chess, because technically this was when I was still at 900. But yeah, this game was really interesting, man. It was really, really interesting. Like I was down in the end game. Like I somehow managed to win this one, and I got a brilliant move, which is always nice. I always love to show you guys those because I don't get those often, and it's interesting, which ones end up being your brilliant moves. Um, but yeah, it was a sharp battle, real win, whatever. And even though it says here that I played, yeah, surprisingly, it said my opponent played with a 69 accuracy, so I played a lot better than him. But I was down I was down a whole rook in the end game. So yeah, it was a little weird, because I was just down. But I guess I had a better position. I don't know. I guess yeah, we'll see. Let's review the game. Let's review the game. That's enough of me talking. And yeah, it wasn't that long. It was only a 31 move game, which is it's okay. But yes, okay. So I start with pawn to d4. My Jabava. He plays d5. Develop the knight. Get my bishop out there, ready to attack. So he pins my knight here with his bishop. So I just keep developing here. He takes, so I just have to take it back. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of having like this pawn structure here with these doubled up pawns on the c file. But it is what it is. He took my knight, so got to do it. He takes his knight out to f6. I bring mine out to f3, develop it. He castles. And here I just take the initiative and just develop my knight to e5 when he does the same on e4. I move my queen up. Not really threatening to take because I can't. But I just giving my can't come here because it's guarded by this knight. And I just need I was thinking about castling long, but obviously it's not a good idea with an open camp there. So I was still thinking about what I was gonna do, but had that option available. He brings his knight to c5 or his pawn c5. I bring my pawn f3, kicking out his knight. And yeah, so my plan here was, even though I was probably gonna castle kingside, I feel like this knight here or this pawn, it doesn't really damage my structure too much. So I figured it was fine. But cheeky little bugger decides to play pawn c4, attacking my queen. So, okay, so this is... Okay. So this was my brilliant move, guys, right here. This was my brilliant move. And so in the game, I didn't really think it was brilliant because I was like, okay, so my only option here is to take, because if I bring my queen back down, it's just a waste of tempo. If I bring it here, I'm not... I mean, I guess I could bring it here, but that's just it's a waste of tempo, Gotta move my queen twice already, and he keeps developing, pushing his pieces, getting more space in the middle of the board. So I saw this move here, knight to c4. I could take this pawn, and then he would have to take back here with this pawn, and then this knight would be hanging, so I'd be a free knight. So yeah, this would if he took... I mean, I guess it would be worth it. It would be an exchange of equal material for him, but he would have an isolated pawn here on the c file. So it'd be a little hard to keep that. Plus, once I move my queen here, my bishop would already be attacking that pawn. So I didn't know it was a really move, but it was, and he took. So I took that free knight. Let me take this off again. And so yeah, here it was just looking nice, man. I had this. I could had my pieces out, bishop, my queen, had this bishop staring at this pawn that wasn't even protected, and then I can castle. So, okay, so why do I decide to do this? Let me think, because this was so stupid. Okay, yeah, so sometime in the game, I think I just lost concentration and decided I didn't want to castle. But I also noticed here. Okay. I also noticed that this pawn was hanging, so I had to make a choice here. So I could take this pawn, and then he could take with his queen, and then I would have to somehow figure out a way to I guess I could have moved my queen back here, and then he would have had to exchange pieces. but not even because no, yeah. If I would have moved this here, he would have came here, checked me, and then he would have won a free bishop. So my only move I felt like was queen to d2, which I think was actually oh no, that was the best. Okay, never mind. So I did play that good. I did play that well. I'm tripping. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I still suck at chess. Be patient. But yes, I saw that. I'm glad I saw that. Okay, so yeah, if he would have took with the queen, that would have been disastrous. I would have lost the bishop. So good idea. I did not do that. But yeah, he plays pawn f5. Okay, so here I decided to trade queens because I just don't want to have to move. I think my queen was actually trapped. Yeah, my queen was trapped. So my only move here was queen to f5 to trade queens. So yep, took with my bishop. He developed his knight to d7. Not really worried because if he took here, could just develop this pawn and my king would be open. But I just move here or whatever. So that's actually what happens. He takes my he takes my bishop. And okay, so here I fumbled the bag because. So yeah, I had a winning position, right? Yeah. My position was clearly winning. So yeah, I was playing a lot better up until here. I just hung my bishop. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. I just hung my bishop. Actually, no, I didn't because I guess my idiotic plan was to take this pawn here. And this knight here is still hanging, so I could advance a pawn, maybe. But that was really, really dumb, man. Looking back, that's really stupid. Yeah, so I took, but now I have two pawns here, isolated pawns, completely vulnerable. And now I have to move my king because he's in check. So move king to e2. Checks me again. But at this point, I thought it was over. I was like, fuck, no. He's going to start checking me. And he's up a whole piece. Yeah, he's up a piece. I have more pawns, but, this pawn here is like not by nothing, so it can just move here, boom, take it. So yeah, this isn't really an easy position for me. I thought I was lost because he's gonna start checking me, taking my pawns. So I had to move my king to f2. He moves his pawn down to f4. Here, honestly, he should just probably try to double up the rooks here and start taking pawns. But I think he was getting just a little too ambitious. And if I would have took here, he would have just took with that here. So I decided here to try to minimize the damage and try to minimize the damage and try to trade pieces and try to get to an endgame to where I could advance my pawns because I do have more pawns than him, significantly more. So I figured I want to try to use that to my advantage and try to trade rooks before he starts sniping down my pawns. So he takes here and I just take back. He takes. He takes that pawn there. Takes the pawn on a2, and so I move my rook to d7 because here none of his pawns are moved. So literally I have these two are targets. So if he moves here, I can still take this one, and if he doesn't move this one, I can still take that one. Of course, unless of course he decides to block. But honestly, that's not the best move because now I can start advancing my pawns. So I move my king to b8 or to d4. I'm not sure why. But yeah, so here I just start advancing my pawns. I should really start. Okay, yeah, I started advancing this pawn, which is the one I should be advancing. So here my opponent either has to block or give up. Yeah, block to give up this pawn or block this pawn. But I'm gonna promote eventually, right? So yeah. I play pawn a6. He attacks this pawn. But at this point, I'm not really worried about that because, boom, once this pawn makes it to the end, baby, it's game over. Pawn e7, he moves his king to f7, and just like that, back in the game, baby. I'm not just back in the game, but I'm gonna win if I make the right moves. So I play the nice rook to d8, attacking his rook, but also if he takes, okay, yeah. So if he would have took, boom, I just promoted to a queen, and that would have been game over even more. But I think he played the slightly better move, I guess. But still, it's game over. He takes my pawn. I just take his rook. And then he moves his pawn to a3. And then I just get a nice little fork here. Rook checks on b7. And moves his king down to d6. Take his literal last piece. And then he just resigns here. So yeah, I guess I was kind of downplaying it. I was kind of exaggerating at the beginning when I said I was down a lot. I mean, I was, when I gave up that bishop, I was down. But thankfully, my opponent made a lot of mistakes, and he, like I said, he should have just focused on eliminating this threat here with this pawn, because this was a pass pawn. Like, it was going to be hard to stop it once it got moving. And so, yeah, he just kind of neglected that. I took advantage, too. I was able to line up my rooks, so now he had to try to exchange them. And I'm not sure why he decided to take here with this pawn, because, you know, we're just going to leave that pawn vulnerable. But, yeah, he took. And, yeah, so now my mission here was just to get this pawn, boom, up here as soon as possible. And I figured I had a pretty good shot because, okay, I know why I did this. I know why I moved my king here. Was because, actually, I don't know why. I don't know why. I guess I figured if he moved his rook here, my only option was to move the king here so he could protect it. I don't know. But, yeah, I got the win, man. It was a little bit, I guess it wasn't as sketchy as I thought. But, hey, it was a crazy, intense game. I was able to get the Dubsky. And, yeah, baby, road to 1,200. You know, hopefully we'll get there soon. But, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video coming soon. See you on the next one, guys. Take care. Peace.